millimeter in size. The Woods Cree call it Napagasi, the tree that bends. They use it for making the toboggans and making that beautiful curve in the front of the toboggan.
So what's the average age of the trees here, do you think?
I would say these trees in here are probably averaging 150 years old, hanging on and growing amazing. Bit by bit over the years.
150 years old, yet these trees look like saplings. And it's not just the weather that makes this place tough. Fire is a vital part of the life of this forest.
Are you going to show me something about these jack pine cones?
Sure, be glad to. I brought a branch along. There's so many well-adapted things in the boreal forest, but the jack pine kind of comes in first place in some way. The cones, they grow on the tree and they're sealed with pitch. They can stay on the tree for 20 years and the seeds are just as viable, as they germinate just as well as if they're 1 year old. And the way they open, they get opened by fire. So the cones carry their own fuel supply, so they don't start right away.
That cone's been on the tree long enough to get lichen growing on it.
That's right. It's probably been on the tree 10 years. There, now.
It's opening. Can I have a look at that?
Sure.
I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? You can see how well the fire has opened that. And of course, the seeds lodged down at the base of each of these scales. I'm amazed. How long can they stay dormant like this?
20 years.
20 years
and
waiting.
And they're as fresh as, yep, waiting for that fire. And then the seeds will just spill out of the cone.
So, I mean, the point is that this forest actually requires fire for its own well-being.
Yes, it's fire dependent. Yes, the ecology of the forest is built around the fact of fire.
You get the sense that whatever challenges nature throws at this place, it bounces back stronger than ever. Even when fire destroys an area, new growth soon emerges. And in these clearings, the new shoots make perfect grazing for wildlife, who in turn fertilize the land and restart the process. Everything that happens in this forest has a reason, every act a reaction. Of course, for the people who lived here, the clearings proved to be great hunting grounds.
It's lovely to see the cow elk and her calf. I'm no expert on elk, but I would assume that that was born this year. They seem very relaxed, but actually this is a very exciting time of year for them. This is the beginning of the mating season, the rut. And in the woods around here, there'll be the bull elks with all their fantastic antlers on. Very exciting time. It's another cow just appeared here. I'm surrounded by them. I love their markings. It's very good camouflage as well. These muted shades that blend in so beautifully. A curious calf, look. What's all this then? I haven't seen this before. I love the way they move with their head up. It's very imperial. They're beautiful animals.
Nowadays, the best place to see elk is in a national park like this, where they and the forest are protected. Because this forest needs protection. Oil has been found under it, and potentially the forest is under threat from industry. But there is a business that doesn't just live with the forest, it positively thrives on it. The wild rice industry.
Oh, I feel like at home now.
That's more like it.
For centuries, the Huron gathered rice at the southern edge of the forest as a staple food. but today it's a major industry in the north of Saskatchewan. Tom Charles showed me how it would have been harvested traditionally.
It gets in your face, this stuff.
There's quite a knack to this, isn't there? If I go too fast, then you miss some.
Yeah, and you really don't want to hit the stalk itself. So what you do is you bring it over across like that.
Yep.
And when it's there, you want to tap it into the boat.
That's so as not to damage the rice.
Yeah, you don't want to hit the stalk itself, because in the ripening period, it starts from the top and it gradually goes down. So with this area here, you can pick 4 or 5 times in one time.
So if you hit the stalk itself, you take off the unripe seeds.
Yeah, and you destroy it, eh?
Yeah.
And that way you may not have seed for next year. Some people think it's an annual plant, but it isn't. It's because of our...
The way
the way you hit them and things like that.
Now, of course, this is the traditional way of
Yes,
harvesting.
it is.
But that's not the way you do it today, is it?
No. We have big modern boats, and we drive through there 10, 12 miles an hour, and it falls in there.
Just scoop it up.
Just scoop it up type of thing.
I guess in the old days, the people who did this, did harvest it this way, they'd have had a real knack at this.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're going to show me what we do with this then?
Yeah, let's go back to shore. One last one.
So Tom, you're parching the grains now.
Yeah, by moving it around all the time. It's got a little bit of odor when it's starting to heat up and things like that. You want the inside of the grain to be hard. Harden it up so it's not chalky or milky anymore.
Yeah.
You just want to keep turning it, moving it around in the pot.
So you're getting rid of the husk and you're hardening the kernel.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's worth the wait.
Oh, that's delicious.
It is very
Oh,
delicious.
goodness me. That'd make a great breakfast cereal.
You're going to eat up all the evidence here.
I think I am.
And this is here the traditional commercial product that they produce through at the processing plant.
Mm-hmm.
You notice it's all uniform and things like that. It's hard.
I'm going to eat all this. We better cook some of that, hadn't we?
We better cook some of this right away.
It may be big business, but it's great to meet people like Tom who are so in tune with the area in which he works.
Tom, do you spend long out in the woods like this?
Yeah, especially this time of the year, it's a seasonal job. And, you know, you got maybe 1,500 people doing this in the harvesting industry. To get the best harvesters out in the bush is the people that enjoy the bush and respect the bush. And then learning little trades like this and listening to the elders. There's not much to say about it. A person's got to go out and experience it. You know, some people like kayaking. I enjoy doing this.
Right.
Try that.
See, that is delicious. The texture's fantastic.
Yeah, it's got a different
The flavour's lovely.
Yeah, this one's a little bit hot, I think.
What's interesting is it's got a flavour of its own. It's so strong in flavour. I think that's delicious. Absolutely beautiful. Ordinary rice does not compare to that.
No.
Tom, I'm really going to have to give you a lesson in spoon carving.
Or learn how to use chopsticks or something like that. It's really good.
That's delicious. Thank you for showing me all that.
You're welcome.
Been
And
brilliant.
thank you for coming here.
No, it's been a pleasure.
It's the abundance of water that makes this place ideal for wild rice. It's humbling to think that 1/5 of the world's fresh water is here. Water is key to the boreal forest.